Hello everybody and welcome to another video. In this video, we're gonna test 5 different nukers to find out which one of them is the best arena nuker in 2020. The way we're gonna test it, we're gonna base it on the AI, so the skill that gets used by the AI, that's how we're gonna base the best nuker overall, because that's what matters for arena if you keep your defense up. Unfortunately, something we cannot control. We're gonna do runs on the Dragon 20, so nobody's strong affinity. Overall, we're gonna use Bigan, Foley, Ray, Trunda, and for the last one, Eatos. So we're gonna see a lot of numbers on the screen. I did it around 40 plus runs with every single one of the champions. Every single one of the champions is gonna have the exact sets of gear, exact same masteries. So like that, we're gonna be able to determine which one hits the hardest overall. Now, before anyone brings any sort of argument, keep an eye, pay attention to the numbers. You don't need to see 2 million runs to be able to say, yes, that's the best hitter overall, because it's enough to see a few runs. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward to see who actually hits the hardest. We do have Helm Smasher on every single one of them, so because of that, I did multiple runs to show you guys as well. I will show you a few more screenshots towards the end with the highest damage that we got, the lowest damage that we got on the single hit. Now, they're not the best screenshots out there, but it's the best I can work with to show you guys some more data overall. I'm not gonna show you a lot because it's really no point in showing you a million runs. We're gonna move over to it to see all the numbers, all the hits that we get. Please do let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. Cool, so we're starting everything with Foley, Savage set, a Speed set. We're gonna use the exact same gear on every other champion. Of course, the base stats will be different on every other champion, and accessories, unfortunately, they might be a little bit on and off for each one of them, but not a huge difference. Their base attack is different on every single one of them, so it's still considered a fair test because I am using the same exact gear, so that overall should make it fair because it's not something we can change towards their base stats. That's how the champions are, and it's pretty much end of story there. Total stats, we have 5.3k attack almost on him, 96 crit rate, 241 crit damage. We don't care about the rest of the stats except attack, crit rate, crit damage for the test we're doing right now. Masteries, they're gonna be the same on every single champion. Again, the only thing that matters is the offense tree. We have the same thing on everybody. Helm Smasher on everybody, Savage set, Speed set. Let's give him a quick spin in the Dragon. I haven't tried him just yet to see what he can do, so we're gonna try every single champion in the Dragon, because like that we have the enemy team having the same exact stats and everything. We're not gonna be able to fight the same arena team over and over again, so we do have to focus something similar for every other champion. We're gonna have attack up, we're gonna have defense and weaken, so let's crack on it. Again, we're gonna base it mainly towards what the AI actually uses, the skill that they're using on the AI, because that's what we care from the defense. Absolutely a beast of the damage, how you guys saw those hits there. I did make a lot of runs with every single one of them. I have some screenshots that I'll be sharing at the end. Only a couple with each one of them, so you get a better idea if you kind of miss the hits on the screen. But how you saw, he is a beast of a champion as well. Definitely a very, very good nuker, specifically for this current meta as well. I think he's absolutely brilliant. He one-shot some of the mobs there. We're gonna give it to go another run, so we can actually talk about the numbers we've seen there. We do care mainly about arena nuker, but you can see with crazy gear he can look pretty good in the dungeons as well. We just want to find out who exactly hits the hardest out of all the champions you've seen on the list here that we're having today. I am curious actually to see if somebody changes my expectation in a way or another. I'm super curious about that, honestly. So he dealt 1.3 million damage. I just gotta sell the gear I'm getting because I don't have many spots left there. Let's get some more energy and let's have another look, but this time around at the actual hits. We got resisted a bit there. 116k, 96k there. It does get that second thrown in there though, which is pretty solid. His A1 seems to hit much decent on ads compared to the clan boss. The clan boss multipliers are super low. I actually tried and build for that for damage in the clan boss, and I wasn't too impressed. His multipliers are a bit low on the clan boss. I wish they would be a bit higher. Overall, will benefit us to use him more in the clan boss. He does have a very unique kit as well. Super good champion for Arena. That passive is amazing. 41, 42k. Now, it's pretty hard to see the actual hits on the first wave there, just by looking at it on the normal speed, which is 1, because we can't really have the time to actually see the double hits dropping in there. We managed to see one of them, but not the second really. So let's give it actually another go with the same Foley right here. 1.3 million damage. Again, the total damage is not what we care of. Let me see if I actually manual it, if I'll be able to see it better. 154, 140k, 127k. Crazy. Like, look at the dead ads already, and these ones, they're almost dead as well. So I think it's huge actually. He deals a huge amount of damage too. Crazy. I really like the design of Foley. So I got him through the fusion, which was a crazy fusion actually. That's where all the drama started with Palladium. I think that was like their biggest mistake they've ever done with the Foley fusion. But if you do have a Foley, it's definitely a very good arena nuker. Now I'm curious to see if he's gonna be better than Raid and Big Gun. Of course, all of them, they have different utility, but the main test today is the damage they do, guys. So that's what we want to see. Each one of them brings different utility to the game. That's why some of them, they might be better in different cases. But what we care more is about the damage. How we saw 106k, 111, I think, if I've seen that number right there. So I think he's doing pretty good damage. So we're back at it. We have Big Gun right here, aka Big Gun. Same gear again. Total stats, 5.4k attack almost, 96 crit rate, 241 crit damage. I actually hate saying that 96 crit rate. That missing 4%, it kind of scratches me on my brain, honestly. Masteries, same offense tree with Helm Smasher. Support again is nothing that concerns us at the moment, sorry. So let's take him in for a spin. We've already seen he does have he does have slightly higher base attack than Foley, but that shouldn't honestly be necessarily a problem. So again, we're gonna leave it on the AI. That's what matters, the AI, not to manual the thing. So pretty solid hits. We haven't one-shotted anyone there. And of course, his skill only hits one with his A2. I'm gonna do a run with his A3 on manual, so you guys can see the actual damage is not hitting much harder added up together than his A2, honestly. I've already done 40 plus runs with him as well, just so I can convince myself where exactly to place him. Now I'm just showing you what the numbers actually look like, but I already know where exactly to place him. He's an awesome champion. I really love his kit. He's absolutely one of my favorite champions. We have so much utility overall in his kit. But how I said, we're not looking here towards the kit and the benefits we gain from using the champions. We are only looking at who hits harder. So that's what we care for here. So let's give it another spin. 1.6 million damage. Again, the total damage is not something that matters here. What matters are the numbers we see when we hit the first wave. So Let's actually talk about the numbers this time around. Let's see what he's doing. 127k, 114k, that's what it jumped in my eyes. Already, I took some screenshots with the highest hit I've seen from him so far, when he actually one-shotted one of the mobs there. I'll do one more one when we're gonna use his A3, so you guys get an idea as well. And we have the next champion afterwards will be Ray. Again, with her is different with her AI as well, because she's using the A3 instead of A2. So again, we're gonna base the damage she deals from her A3 rather than A2, because that's what auto goes on. Her A2 will definitely hit hard. I am curious to get to her and actually manual a couple of rounds with her A2 to see the damage difference there. So let's do a run with him when I'll manual use his A3. Bigan is an absolute beast for blender comps, so if you throw him in with a skull crown, Bigan is just gonna obliterate the teams. Like, if you have one and you want to use a blender comp, he's the man to go with. So we're gonna use his A3 right here. 73, 78, 59, 50, 75. So overall, if you add them up together, is around 150 plus K damage that he dealt with his A3. It's not a bad damage overall, but we've already seen Foley, what he can do with only one of the hits with his A3. So definitely Foley so far holds the lead. He's not even near the damage that Foley deals, honestly. Plus Foley does get that second hit on the enemy that you target after. So overall, Foley did one-shot more mobs. So we can actually see that Bigan is not leading. Foley is the man so far, as the best nuker we have. We still have to go through the rest of the champions, and towards the end, I'm pretty sure we're all gonna get a good idea on what was the best nuker at the moment in game. So we at the end here, he does hit pretty hard with his A1 as well on the boss and on the ads. How I said, on the blender comp, he's actually insane. Again, we have the exact same gear we had on Foley, the same accessories as well. She has unfortunately the lowest base attack out of all the champions we're testing today, but do not get deceived by that. So total stats, we have 4.9k attack, 96 crit rate again, damn that 96, and 241 crit damage. Masteries, same again on the offense tree, exactly the same with Helm Smasher as tier 6. Let's get her on for a spin. So let's see what she can actually do. Put her again like this. So the AI again is using the A3, that's what we base it on. 153, she almost nuked every single one of them there. 153k, and we had 170 and something k there. So far is definitely the hardest hitter. She hits much harder than Bigan, harder than Foley. So let's see how she's gonna deal from now on here. Then we're gonna give it another go like this, and I'm gonna use her A2 as well on auto, just so we can see what she can do on the first wave. Her A2 is pretty interesting. The more debuffs on the enemies, the harder she hits. Or I don't think it actually matters the amount of debuffs you have. They just need to have some debuffs on them for her to hit harder overall. So 1.4 million damage there. Let's go again. Let's try to pay attention better to the numbers. 177, 155. Damn, absolutely a beast. So she hits harder than Foley, harder than Bigan. Now, in the current meta, that's the only problem because of Rotos, but we do not want to base everything off Rotos because he's not everything in the game, okay? So we gotta see that the biggest number overall on the screen is just a single hit, pretty strong hit. So how you've seen, with the lowest base attack, she still hits harder than the other two so far. I'm curious to show you the A2 to see what you guys think about that. I already know what it's doing, but I want you guys to see it as well. Of course, that's manual again, so how I said like a gazillion times so far, we base it on the AI because that's what matters in your defense. You gotta see what to use as a nuker in there. So let's go on for another spin with her. I'm gonna manual here. You guys pay attention to the numbers. So we have all the debuffs there. Array 2 inflicts 50% more damage against targets under debuffs. Okay, so pay attention to the number. 237, 218. Wow. Very, very hard hitter. So only her A2 doubles the damage that Foley does with his A3. Triples the damage that Big Gun does. And how we've seen, she has the lowest attack out of all of them. But the multipliers are much, much higher. Now, thinking that you will be attacking a enemy team in arena and stuff like that, they will be having debuffs. Because you will be placing a defense down. Everybody goes like that. So, keeping that in mind, she does hit extremely, extremely hard with her A2. Over 200k damage, like, that's honestly super insane. Now, I'm curious if she's a match for Eatos and for Runa. So she does hit harder than Foley, but then Foley gets the second hit. The only problem with Foley is that the way it changes the numbers quick and the slow time to hit the second hit, we're kind of losing the numbers on the screen, so it's pretty hard to see all of the numbers on him. But she does hit pretty hard. I will do another one with her A2 on manual again, so we can have a better look. And you guys can decide your own favorite out of all of them. 230, 179 was the lowest that I've seen there. Maybe you guys noticed another hit that I didn't. But either way, both of her skills hit super hard. Sometimes she's not really using her A2 on Oro on some of the parts for some reason, specifically in arena. I'm not sure exactly why. Sometimes she does. I haven't really played her that much in arena to actually test her out. I'm not running her as a damage dealer. I'm running her more as a CC, so I have 500 plus accuracy on her normal build. And not really going for a full damage. But how we've seen on the numbers, she brings in some serious damage. So we're gonna move over to Eatos and see what he can do overall. Same gear, again, same masteries again. Total stats on him, we have a 5.7k attack. His base attack is the highest out of all the champions, or he's pretty much similar with Runa overall. 96 crit rate, 234 crit damage. Now we do have a bit less crit damage because I have two higher levels on the Great Hall for the magic affinity, but we do have a huge amount of attack compared to the rest. So overall, it's pretty much a fair play there, to say like this. Let's take him in for a spin. So again, the AI on him focuses his A2 rather than A3 on Oro. How I said, we're gonna try to base it on that so we can actually mainly see the arena. That's what's the interesting part here. That's what we're looking for. Best nuker for arena. So we're gonna let them do their own things on Oro, but I will show him on manual with his A3 so we can actually get a better look. So 51, 46, 48k hits. A lot of solid hits from him there overall. 3 hits. So that brings us at around 150k damage, I would say. On average is around 150k damage with his A2. So that's definitely a crazy amount of damage. Now the reason I wanted to throw Eatos in here, I'm not sure if I specified it before or no, is because I built him not long time ago and I've noticed He's just a bit overrated compared to other champions. I really think a lot of streamers, YouTubers, they put way too much value on Eatos as a damage dealer. Of course, he's a void champion, don't get me wrong, he's an amazing champion, but I just don't feel it like he's the best nuker overall in the game. If you build him with full crit rate and compare with other nukers with pretty much have the same gear on them, honestly, I just think he's a bit overrated in that manner. Of course, if you decide to give him 2000 crit damage and 0 crit rate, yes, then he will definitely be the best nuker. But do you really build your champions like that? 0 crit rate, his A2 is going to become useless, his A1 is going to become useless. So overall, I don't think you want to build your Eatos like that, at least not in endgame. In the current meta, how we said it quite a few times already, we have Rotos, which is kind of a big issue if you don't have multi-hits. So the best way to deal with him is by using the A2, plus the AI uses the A2. So you definitely want to have full crit rate on him for the best damage overall. His A1 hits insanely hard on the actual dungeons. So he's super good for dungeons, honestly. 55, 59k, so probably on average actually it might go over 150k, let's just say 160. I did made a lot of runs with every single champion. I did minimum 40 runs with each one of them that I paid attention to it. Now, is enough for all of you guys to see the numbers, to be able to understand which one is overall the best. You don't need to have a million screenshots with the data and stuff, because it's just not gonna prove anything else. That's the RNG in the game, and that's how everything is based. Of course, some of the hits are stronger, some of the hits are not as strong all the time, but that's the RNG that we have to go with, and we cannot base everything we do out of that RNG. We're never gonna be able to pull it to pull it on a straight line, because it's a 20% difference on every single champion. So you've seen super crazy hits from Eatos, absolutely a beast of a champion. So I'm gonna do a manual run using his A3 instead to see how much he can hit with that. Maybe we're gonna do actually 2 hits. So let's just see. Pay attention to the numbers, because I might be missing a few to actually call them for you here. 164, 196k, so definitely something to be worried. Super crazy damage. Almost one shot at everybody. He's super low as well. Definitely, if you do build him how I said before, a noob build, to say like this, only with crit damage and no crit rate, yes, he will hit like a tank. Probably nobody else can out damage him because of that. But that's not the way we build champions in the end game, and that's not just me, that's probably every single other person that uses Eatos in end game. I don't think anyone is building him with 0 crit rate. So everyone is focusing crit rate, at least all the people that I know using him for arena, they are focusing full crit rate, specifically for the A2, because that's what we're looking at mainly, to see the skill that is getting used by the AI. So far with the damage he deals, I would say he's in the lead, or Foley might be in the lead. I'm a bit in between, like based on the AI skills. So that's what I'm talking about. I repeat that to make sure that everyone understands what I'm talking about here. So based on the AI skills, I think so far Eatos is leading, and then might be Foley with the damage he's doing with his A3 or Ray. I'll let you guys decide as well. You've seen the numbers as well. I will show you more numbers at the end, a few screenshots with each one of them. I won't be showing you a million of them, because it's honestly no point. We're gonna move over to the last champion, which is Runa, so you guys can have an idea what she does as well. So we are the last champion, Runa, Guild Mallet. So same gear again. We have a 5.7k attack, same speed, not really the same speed actually, 188 speed, same crit rate, same crit damage. Same masteries again on the offense tree. Crazy attack on her, so she should be doing good. Of course, the base attack is different on every single champion. The accessories, they might be a bit different, but the main idea is that we have the same main gear on them, same main mastery, sorry. Of course, it's a bit of a difference in the attack, not by a lot. If another champion has lower attack, it's nothing I can do. We're talking about giving them the exact same gear and seeing the exact results they're dealing with the same gear, every single one of them. So let's take her up for a spin, and I can tell you a thing. Eatos does not wear the crown anymore. Eatos doesn't wear the crown anymore. So check this out. Again, the same team. 112, 126k. So the damage is absolutely huge. So if you put the damage that you get from Eatos, either that is his A2, which hits 3 times, it's not gonna make up for the 2 hits from Runa. If you're using his A3, which is supposed to be the strongest nuke skill in the game, he's just not dealing enough damage to beat Runa. So Runa is doing with her A2, which is considered her best skill, compared to Eatos, that's doing the best damage with his A3. She's doing around 60-70k more damage than him. So that damage difference is absolutely huge. So I can tell you from now, Eatos is not the best nuker in the game anymore. Best nuker in the game, hands down, is Runa. You saw it here on the hits. We're gonna do 2 more runs, just so if you have any doubts, you can actually convince yourself. Runa is the #1 nuker in the game. Arena, dungeons, she's the one that hits the hardest out of all of them. I kind of doubted that's another AoE champion out there that can hit harder. That will be left to be tested out. Of course, her A1 doesn't hit as hard, his A2 doesn't hit as hard. They don't scale together, but how I said is what the AI uses, and that's the A2. Absolutely, A3, sorry, absolutely destroying. Let's give it another spin. Pay attention to that. Hopefully they're not gonna stun all of them again, because the accuracy on her is super low. 130, 153k hit only with 1 hit. So Eatos hit 150k with his A3. She hits with 1 hit 153k. So that's absolutely crazy. That's the reason why I bring Eatos into this video. He wasn't meant to be in this video. I supposed only to have Foley, Runa, Ray, and Bigan. But after I built my Eatos and I realized that he doesn't hit as hard as Runa, I said I gotta bring him in here and test it to be 100% sure about that. And now I am. It's absolutely huge difference in the damage that Runa does and Eatos. Of course, the benefit of Eatos is that he's void, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you're talking about numbers, about damage, Runa, she's the one who wears the crown from now on. Absolutely. He's not bad champion. None of them are bad champions, but as a damage dealer, I don't think is anyone else to actually beat Runa. 219k from her A2. Again, super crazy damage. Her A1, of course, doesn't hit as hard. So we've seen the damage. Absolutely insane. Time to move to the screenshots, how I promised you. The screenshots, they're gonna be in the same order like the champion was. So we have Foley right here. 111, 119, 119, 125k, 148k, 94k, 142, 149 if I see right there, 125k, 136, 119, 112. So he's averaging around there. Then we have Bigan right here. That's with his A2. That's what the AI uses. 136k, 153, 120, 97, 137. Now the thing with Foley is that he's placing that extra hit. So Bigan, honestly, is under Foley 100%. 128k, 131, 138, 152, 135. So the highest we have on him is 152. No, 153, sorry. Next one is Ray right here. So we have 154k, 184k from her. 145 there, 150k, 171k, 187k, 153k, 174, 56, sorry, 163, 173, 163 again. And there we have Eatos, 45k, 53k, 42k, 41k, 56, 49, 58, 54, 46, 48, 50, 50, 43, 39 I think is the lowest we've seen. 60 right here is definitely the highest I've seen with his A2. So let's just say on average is around there, around the 170k. How we've seen on Ray, she's around there as well, 160k. So they're pretty much equal when it's about that skill. Then you've seen Ray, what she can do with her A2. So honestly, I think Ray hits harder than Eatos as well. I'm pretty sure about it. So that's still the same I've showed you. And then we have Trundra. We've seen better hits on the actual video rather than the screenshots I saved here. 135k, so that's double hits, keep that in mind. So that takes you up to 250k on average from Trundra easily. So those are the screenshots. Please let me know your opinion as well from the numbers you've seen. If I missed anything by any chance, let me know your opinion in the comments down below. I really think Trundra is the number one. The rest is a bit quite hard to place them there, but I think is Trundra, Foley, or Ray, Eatos, and Bigan after. So Eatos is definitely not the top, and by the looks of this data that I just got and the gameplay that I've done over all the time that I've been playing with the champions, because I've been using these champions for a while. Eatos is the more newish one to say like this. Eatos, I don't think he's ever been the best nuker out there. I think he just got a bit overhyped overall. Don't get me wrong, he's an absolutely amazing champion, but they're definitely better nukers than him. That was it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications to see when we upload next. Likes and comments on the video do help a lot in order for YouTube to recommend the video overall. So if you did enjoy it, please consider liking the video and leave a comment down below. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you all soon on another video. Till then, peace out.